Today is gonna be a bit of a grind as we're gonna continue onwards with the third episode of the Warcraft 3 bonus campaign. And actually, this may very well be the final episode of my entire Warcraft 3 playthrough. I secretly hope that it's not just yet, but I think it may very well be. So here we are. Now we're back in Theramore City, and it's currently our objective to take down the Admiral himself. If we open up the quest menu real quick, it says right here that our main quest objective is to kill Admiral Proudmoore, and we need to make sure that we don't destroy any of the Theramore guard structures, which are basically these like blue buildings right here on the minimap. The ships guarding Theramore have fallen to your might, but now only one final task remains. Slay Admiral Proudmoore and put an end to the years of orc slaughter he has proudly committed. Though the threat of human incursions into Durotar will always remain, the destruction of Admiral Proudmoore and his navy will severely hinder their ability to threaten the orc clans. So, as mentioned, this may very well be the final episode in the entire playthrough, and it would be a bit of a sad moment. Now, some of you pointed out that I may be capable of actually making this easier on myself if I actually, you know, decide to try and backdoor this engagement with none other than the panda. So, some of you commented that I at the very least should give it a try. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna let Karen and you know, the other dudes, like, you know, fight around for a little bit. I'll actually go ahead and send Karen towards the top lane here as well, so they can go ahead and defend. But since the panda is so very buffed up, I'm secretly hoping that I may very well be able to just, you know, bypass all of the units and the structures and whatnot, and maybe, you know, use him to single-handedly take down the Admiral. I have no idea if it's actually gonna work out. Some of you pointed out as well, by the way, that I should really consider taking down the green buildings. I'm not entirely sure which ones those are, but regardless, look at that. Like, the panda takes like no damage here whatsoever. And I know that the Admiral is gonna be over here. At the very least, we can use him for a little bit of scouting, I guess. It shouldn't be all too difficult. So we'll go ahead and just simply put down these things everywhere. There we go. Let's have a look. Let's see if we can actually close this one out with Chen.
Elite guard are trying to cut us off. Slay them all.
Do you think he can take them out? Ooh, these guys are really strong. I mean, we can take these guys out. Look at the panda. Like, his lifesteal is ridiculous. One of his items is granting him a ton of lifesteal. And he is capable of dealing an awful lot of damage right now. Look at that, the elite guard. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to do this with 3 heroes, rather than just a single one, or rather with 4 heroes rather than just a single one. But the spells of Chen, like, I mean, look at that. That was a 1100 crit, and they don't do any damage anymore once we throw that keg or the drunken haze on them right there. I mean, the elite guard. That was not an issue whatsoever.
Have one on the house.
Do you think we can fight him?
Gladly.
I must admit, you orcs are more tenacious than I remembered. I thought you savages would have turned on each other by now.
I'm not an orc, dude. I'm a panda.
Remember, old man. We have no interest in conquest or murder. We have paid for the sins of our forebears in blood. Can your blood atone for genocide, orc? Your horde killed countless innocents with its rampage across Stormwind and Lordaeron. Do you really think you could just sweep all that away and cast aside your guilt so easily? No, your kind will never change, and I will never stop fighting you.
You will never stop fighting me? I mean, I've got a feeling you're gonna die today, my man, but come on. There we go. We just gotta try and take him down, one by one, the elite guard, right? If we can make that happen, I think we're in a pretty decent spot, all things considered. I don't know how much mana... Oh, man, that's a level 15 guy right here as well. It's a little bit of a mess. There we go. There are some green buildings over here, but look at that. Like, the lifesteal right here is insane. Alright, we've triggered the... the bubble once again, the Divine Shield. Let's go ahead and wait for the crit hits. Look at that, 1100 damage. Rockhand, stop dying, my man. I've got no time to micro you right now. He's leveling up as well, by the way. That's pretty good. There we go. Is he attackable once again? I don't think it's gonna be the case just yet. But it's okay. I think I actually may be able to close this one out with just Chen. I mean, look at his lifesteal. It's ridiculous. I mean, we're slowly taking down all of these guys. And I think that this may have very well been the last of the elite guard right here. I don't think there's, by the way, anything hidden on this map either. I mean, I could look around a little bit, but... There's a little island over here. I'm not entirely sure what would be located right there, but anyway. We've cleaned it up. Next up is the Spellweaver.
To the Black Bloods.
He's actually just leveled up as well. For Pandaria! Get him! Look at the damage output! The panda is stupid strong. I don't know if he's gonna be able to do Admiral Proudmoral by himself though, but I can even get the other guys with this engagement right now. I think the panda is doing it. Rockhand, stop dying, my man. I've got no time. So these guys are literally not doing a single thing. Sure, he will end up falling here, but he'll be back soon. I mean, we're basically just waiting here for Chen to hit his crits, because Admiral Proudmoore is not dealing enough damage. I was actually, like, I was reading that comment, and I only saw, like, 1 or 2 people mention it. I thought it was a pretty good idea, but I figured that it would never work. But I guess giving him all of the tomes during this bonus campaign, or at the very least, like, during mission 2 and 3, at least the ones that I found, in particular in the Outland Arena, it apparently made him more than a power. Like, look at this. Is that it? Did I just complete it? I hope not. Please don't be the end of the
town is being attacked.
I didn't think I could make that.
It's over. Stand down, humans.
Father, why wouldn't you?
No way.
Above all else, Jaina, he was a proud warrior. Remember him as such.
Duratar is now safe. We have no further quarrel with these humans. We will leave your isle in peace, Jaina. I pray we never have to come here again. Farewell, sorceress.
Is that it? Oh no. Okay, we got a little more.
You saved our nation, Rexana. For that, I can never repay you. Will you return to Duratar with us and make a new home for yourself?
I appreciate your offer, Thrall. But I am Moknathal, a wanderer. I belong in the wilds amidst the beasts and elements of the land. But know this, brother. I will always be a part of the Horde. I will always be there when you need me. Farewell.
And that's it. We've completed every single campaign on the hardest difficulty that the game has to offer, both in the Reign of Chaos as well as the Frozen Throne. Literally all of them are done. All of them. Oh no, I set out on this journey. Hold up, let me look it out real quick when I uploaded my first Warcraft 3 video. Alright, so I got it right here. I uploaded the very first episode of the Reign of Chaos on the 17th of January. I did not really plan on having this series go for almost a half year. I did not anticipate that there were that many missions and that so many of them would take me hours as well to complete just for an individual mission, right? But I gotta be honest, this is probably one of the best campaigns I have ever played. Even if you've been with me the entire, like, series of, you know, me playing this on YouTube once again, I would highly recommend going out and getting the game yourself, because it's very tricky, it's very difficult, and while you've seen me struggle, and while I've most definitely not played it in the most efficient way possible, I think that this may very well be my favorite campaign that I've ever played. I mean, that is a bit of a bold statement, but I've been looking forward every single time to recording these videos. I mean, like I said, I've been uploading them almost like every second to third, and sometimes like fourth day since January, and right now, you know, it's late June. It's been a little while, and you know, I'm really glad that so many of you decided to join me as well. By the way, the way I assumed that this episode today would go is that I would have to sit back and basically just grind out all of the lanes, right? And basically destroy all of the towers, destroy all of the buildings that are available for the Admiral's forces, so we can prevent them from spawning, and eventually we're gonna be able to push in from all 3 lanes at once and overpower their forces. But it turns out that one little panda Chen Stormstout. And I mean, if you guys wouldn't have mentioned in the comment section down below that I should really consider buffing him up, I would have never been aware of the fact that that guy could be so very powerful. I mean, that third ability that allows him to hit 6 times as much every now and then with an ability, I mean, it's awfully strong. With a little bit of, you know, additional attack speed. I mean, he started critting for over 1,000 damage every single time. I mean, that's insane. That's insane. Anyway, I want to give a massive shout out to those of you that, you know, watched every single episode. And actually, for those of you that did, right? For those of you that have watched every single episode of this playthrough series, and I know there's quite a few of you, and you made it all the way until the very end of this video as well. You've watched literally since the very beginning. I want you to post down below the word Warcraft. Okay, just the word Warcraft, nothing else, just Warcraft. And don't tell anyone else that, you know, I asked you to go ahead and do this as well. I'd be very curious to see how many of you actually watched each and every one of them. Because when I first started up this series, I assumed it would maybe take me 2 months, maybe 3 at most. And I also assumed that, you know, we would maybe get like 10,000 views per episode. I was hoping for 10,000, and that was maybe me being generous. But I know that the average episode maybe ended up like 25 to like 30 like thousand over the course of the last couple of months, right? People have got a bit of a backlog, I guess, to continue watching these episodes. But it's been awesome. It's been great. Now, of course, I'm gonna be doing many more videos in the future as well. And if you were only here for Warcraft 3, I urge you to go ahead and you know, check out some of the other videos as well. Because I'm not just gonna be playing StarCraft 2 and, you know, other, you know, Blizzard games. I'm gonna be mixing and matching it as well. So if you've got any great suggestions of games you would love to see me play as well, let me know down below in the comment section of this video. Now, of course, one very important playthrough that I will be starting up as soon as it's available is indeed the StarCraft 1 campaign, as soon as Remastered is out. Now, I have never played StarCraft 1, you know, not at the very least the campaign, other than maybe like the first half or so of the Terran campaign of, you know, the original, not like the Brood War expansion, but just the original. I know very little about the story, so we're gonna do the entire playthrough series of that one as well, and I think that is gonna be a lot of fun too. So if you are interested and you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Other than that, I want to give you a massive shout out for joining me on this journey. It's been awesome. Easily one of the best campaigns ever. I mean, maybe the graphics aren't there, right? But like, I mean, I can imagine that when this game came out, it looked absolutely beautiful and better than pretty much anything else. But the story and the lore and you know, just like all of the different characters, I mean, it's my favorite. It has to be my favorite. I mean, I love the Warcraft lore. It's sick. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile, alright? And I will see you guys in the next one.